Good morning, students. Today our topic for discussion is determiners for class 9. Now let's look into the following sentences at first. He wants to be a doctor. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. This book is very useful. Have you any money? There is some sugar in the pot. Now the black dark words in bold letters: a, and, the, this, any, some. These are the words that has been used before the noun, and they are determiners because they sets a limit to the meaning of the noun and determines the noun.
So from the above examples, we can conclude that determiner is a word that is used before a noun or a noun phrase and sets a limit to the usage of the noun or noun phrase. According to modern grammarians, determiners are the ninth parts of speech. Earlier they were regarded as the part of the adjectives. Let's see what is the difference between the two, adjective and determiners. Adjective describes a noun. It also tells some special quality or what kind of or how many, like this. While determiners determines or specifies. It tells which one. It sets limit to the meaning of a noun. Hence, we can come to the details of the determiners here. But determiners can be divided into 6 major categories. The most important among them being articles. The rest are demonstratives, possessives, distributives, quantifiers, and interrogatives. So let's begin our next topic on articles. So articles are basically two categories: indefinite article and definite article. A or an are regarded as indefinite article, whereas the is known as definite article. So what is indefinite article? Let's know about it. This article is used before an unspecific or before unspecific nouns. There are certain rules for the use of this article. Let's know about them. First rule: a is used before nouns having consonant sound. Focus on the word sound, not the letter, sound. So let's see the underlined letters rather. In monkey, M is the first letter. In donkey, D is the first letter. In player, P is the first letter, and in building, B is the first letter. All the sound begins with a consonant. M is the beginning sound for monkey. D is the beginning sound for donkey. P is the beginning sound for player. B is the beginning sound for building. Hence, we are using a before them. A monkey, a donkey, a player, a building. Now coming to the rule 2. A is also used before words having vowel letter at the beginning of a noun, but having consonant sound to begin with. Try to understand this properly. The letter may be vowel at the beginning, but the sound with which the word begins will be consonant. Let's see the following examples. Uniform, 1 rupee note, European. Look at the beginning vowels. First letter U underlined. In European we have EU as underlined. In both these cases, let's see, in both these cases, to begin with, the sound that comes is U. So when we use the sound U in the beginning, it gives a sense of Y, and Y is a consonant sound. Hence we are using A before them. A uniform, a European. Similarly, when we are talking about 1 rupee note, O, the letter is O, vowel, but the sound comes 1. When we say 1, WA sound is coming, and W is a consonant sound. Hence we are using A before them. I hope you understood these two rules. Next rule is rule 3. It's about an. An is used before words having vowel sounds like owl, MLA, umbrella, hour. Look at the words properly. The first word owl, O-W-L. It begins with O, and the sound that comes is A. So it's a vowel sound, hence we are using an. Next word, umbrella. It begins with U, and the sound that begins is A. Umbrella. Hence we are using an. Similarly, let's come to this word. MLA. M is consonant, we know about that. But when we are saying MLA, the starting sound that's coming is EM. M. And E sound is, the sound of E is, of course, vowel. Hence we are using an. Similarly, the next word, hour. We are writing H-O-U-R, where H is silent, and the sound that begins A. Hence we are using an hour. So here we end indefinite articles. Next, definite article. So where we use definite articles? Let's see the rules. Rule number 1. The is used before a noun which is specific or certain. For instance, the man with blue shirt. Look at the underlined portion. Man with blue shirt. What does it mean? It means not any other man, but a particular man who is wearing a blue shirt. We are not talking about any other man. Next instance, the books I usually read. Look at the underlined portion. Books I usually read. It means not any other book, but those which are usually read. Coming to rule 2. The is used before a noun that has already been mentioned. I saw a man running down the street. After a few minutes, I found the man arrested by the police. In this example, what we get? That the is used for the man, the word man, at the second time. In the first part, we find a being used before man. That means, when I say the sentence, I saw a man running down the street, that time I'm not sure about the person, or not certain about the person. So I'm using a. Here, the word man is unspecific. When I use the next sentence, after a few minutes, I found the man arrested by the police. Here, I'm talking about that man who was running down the street few minutes before. That's why here the word man becomes particularized. Hence, we have to use the before them. I hope you understood rule number 2. Now coming to rule 3. The is also used before superlative degrees. Whenever you use superlative form, we use the before them. because superlative degree means it's only one, so it gets certain. Highest peak, so there will be only one highest peak, that's why it is particularized. So the highest peak, the tallest boy, and so on. Rule number 4, the is used before a common noun when it represents the whole class or species. So whenever a common noun is representing the whole class or species, we use the before them. Look at the examples. The dog is a faithful animal. Here the word dog represents the whole class of dogs or the whole family of dogs. When we say the cow is a domestic animal, here we are telling about all the cows. Rule number 5, the is used before unique objects. Unique object means one and only. See the examples: sky, equator, North Pole, one and only in the world. Hence we are using the before them. Rule 6, the is used before proper nouns if they are used as common nouns. So the is also used before proper nouns if the proper noun is used as a common noun. Try to understand it properly. Raj is the Kohli of our class school. Here the underlined word Kohli does not refer to Virat Kohli but represents a player of Virat Kohli's ability. Rule 7, the is used in phrases such as on the one hand, on the other hand, to speak the truth, to play the sitar, by the dozen, by the liter. There are certain more phrases like this. You have to go through in details in your book, you will get it. There are many other such words. So this you have to keep in mind. There are certain phrases where we use the in this fashion. We cannot use, say, by dozen. We have to say by the dozen. Rule 8. The is used with the names of rivers, seas, oceans, mountain ranges, holy books, trains, ships, aeroplanes, newspapers, famous buildings, epics, battles, old monuments, countries with a common noun in it, etc. There are many more. Like the examples: the Ganges, the Arabian Sea, the Indian Ocean, the Himalayas, the Gita, the Dune Express, the Telegraph, the Burj Khalifa, the Ramayana, the Battle of Panipat, the Red Fort, the United States of America, etc. Now let's look at the omission of articles, where we don't use omissions, where we don't use articles, There are cases when articles are not used. These are as follows. Number 1, when the whole species of man or woman is denoted. Man is mortal. Here we are talking about the whole mankind. Woman is mentally stronger than man. Here we are talking about the whole humankind. So, when it is a case of man or woman telling about the whole species, we don't use article before them. But if it is any other common noun which is telling about the species other than man or woman, we have to use articles. That we have already learned before. Next, number 2, with material noun and abstract noun, like paper, gold, success, failure, etc. All these words are material noun or abstract noun. Whenever we use material noun or abstract noun, we don't use any kind of article before them. Number 3, with plural noun denoting the whole class. Whenever the plural common nouns are denoting the whole class, we abstain from using the article. Like dogs are faithful animals. Look at the underlined word dogs. Dogs is plural, so we are not using article. But if we use dog, then we have to use article. The dog is a faithful animal. That we have already learned before. Number 4, with names of meals. like lunch, dinner, breakfast. When we use such words, we'll never use article before them. Number 5, with names of diseases, malaria, dengue, with names of such diseases, and it's many more. We don't use any kind of article. But there are exceptions. Measles and mumps, before them we always use the. Number 6, with name of languages and subjects, but not with nationalities. English is the language of the English. Look at the example carefully. English is the language of the English. Here we are talking about we are talking about the same word used twice, that is English. The first word English is referring to the name of a language, whereas the last word English is referring to the name of the nationality. Hence, we can notice that before the name of nationality we are using the, but before the name of the language we are not using any kind of article. Next example, physics is an interesting subject. Don't assume physics to be plural. Physics is the name of a subject. Next, number 7, with the names of days, months and seasons. Monday, June, summer, all these are the names of days, months or seasons. Before them we will never use article. Number 8, with phrases such as go to bed, go home, at first sight, by hand, in trouble, all night. So there are many such phrases. Go and look into the book in details. You will get to know about them all. The last topic in this chapter, that is repetition of articles. There are cases where we repeat the article or repeat the use of the article. Repetition of article changes the whole meaning of the sentence. Look at the instances. A white and a black pen. Here, a white and a black pen means one white pen and one black pen. But if we use a white and black pen, it will mean only one pen which is having white and black color. Next, the president and the principal means two different individuals. One is the president, another is the principal. But if I use that word or phrase, the president and principal, here it will mean only one person who is both the president as well as the principal. So that was all about articles. Now, apart from articles, we have more determiners that we have already learned before. In the first part, we have introduction part, we have talked about it. They are the demonstratives, possessives, distributives, quantifiers, interrogatives. But out of this, the most important are the articles. So in this chapter, we talked about the articles in details. Thank you. Thank you very much.